a gentle breath and allow your body to relax. What if the thing you desire is not delayed, but simply waiting for one inner adjustment? Manifestation does not respond to force or urgency. It responds to inner harmony. When your mind shifts, reality follows, often faster than you expect. Stop wanting for a moment and simply notice how it feels inside your body. Wanting often comes with tension. It tightens the chest, speeds up the breath, and creates a subtle sense that something is missing. Most people live in this state without realizing it. They wake up wanting change, wanting love, wanting money, wanting peace, and by the end of the day they feel tired, not because life is hard, but because wanting is exhausting. Wanting keeps the mind focused on absence rather than presence. Allowing is different. Allowing feels like an exhale. It is the moment you stop pushing and start trusting. When you allow, you are no longer arguing with life. You are no longer sending the message that something is wrong with now. You gently say to yourself, "This moment is safe, and good things can come to me from here." That simple shift relaxes your nervous system and opens your inner space to receive. The mind does not create through force. It creates through belief. When you constantly want something, you are telling your subconscious mind that you do not have it. The subconscious listens faithfully and keeps reproducing the experience of not having. But when you allow, you give the subconscious a new instruction. You say, "I trust that life is working for me." Trust is a powerful creative energy. It removes resistance without effort. Allowing does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It means releasing the struggle. It means understanding that your worthiness is not tied to effort. You do not need to earn good things by suffering or proving yourself. Life responds best when you feel deserving and relaxed. The more you allow yourself to feel good now, the more you signal readiness for what you desire. Notice how often you try to control outcomes. Control usually comes from fear. Fear says, "If I don't manage every detail, something will go wrong." Allowing says, "Even if I don't see the whole picture, I am supported." This inner trust creates space for solutions you could never force through logic alone. Many answers arrive only when you stop pushing. Your body is a powerful indicator. When you are wanting, the body contracts. When you are allowing, the body softens. Pay attention to this. If a thought creates tension, it is not helping you. If a thought creates calm, it is aligning you. Alignment is not about perfect thoughts. It is about gentle ones. Allowing also changes how you speak to yourself. Instead of saying, "Why hasn't this happened yet?" you begin to say, "It's unfolding in the best way for me." Instead of saying, "I need this to feel okay," you say, "I am okay and good things are coming." These statements may seem small, but they carry a different emotional frequency. Your inner world listens carefully to your tone. There is great power in letting today be enough. When you allow today to be enough, you stop postponing your happiness. Happiness now does not delay your desires. It accelerates them. Life responds quickly to people who feel whole rather than hungry. Fulfillment attracts more fulfillment. Allowing requires patience, but not waiting. Patience is not sitting in doubt. It is resting in confidence. It is knowing that movement is happening even when you cannot see it. Seeds grow underground long before they break the surface. You do not dig them up to check their progress. You trust the process. As you practice allowing, you may notice old fears rising. This is normal. Wanting feels familiar because it has been practiced for years. Allowing may feel uncomfortable at first because it asks you to trust rather than worry. When fear arises, do not fight it. Gently reassure yourself. Say, It is safe for me to relax. Life supports me. Each time you choose allowing over wanting, you shift your inner environment. And when the inner environment changes, the outer world must follow. Reality is not resisting you, it is responding to you. Allow yourself to receive without guilt. Allow yourself to expect good outcomes. Allow yourself to feel calm before there is proof. This is not wishful thinking. This is conscious creation through self-trust. When you stop wanting and start allowing, you return to your natural state. A state where life flows more easily. A state where solutions appear. A state where what you desire no longer feels distant, but inevitable. Assuming that something is already unfolding does not mean you ignore reality. It means you choose a deeper one. Most people wait for proof before they allow themselves to relax. They tell themselves, once I see it, then I'll believe it. But the inner world works in reverse. Belief comes first and proof follows. When you quietly assume that your desire is already in motion, your body responds immediately. The shoulders soften. The breath slows. The mind stops racing. This physical shift is not accidental. It is the signal that resistance is dissolving. Your subconscious mind reads relaxation as certainty. It understands calm far better than effort. You do not need to visualize perfectly or repeat affirmations endlessly. What matters most is the feeling of naturalness. When something feels natural, the mind accepts it as true. Think of how easily you accept the sun rising each morning. You do not worry about it. You do not check the clock in fear. You simply expect it. That same quiet expectation is the state that allows desires to materialize. Assuming it is unfolding means you stop asking, when will it happen? And start living as someone who trusts life. Trust changes how you move, how you speak, and how you choose. You stop making decisions from panic and start making them from peace. Peace is magnetic. Life reorganizes itself around people who are not desperate for outcomes. This assumption also frees you from constant monitoring. Watching for signs often comes from doubt. True belief does not need confirmation every hour. When you know something is handled, you stop checking. That inner knowing creates space for things to happen without interference. Even when nothing seems to be changing on the surface, the assumption keeps you steady. You no longer interpret delays as failure. You understand that timing is part of alignment, not punishment. This understanding protects your energy and keeps you open rather than discouraged. Assuming it is unfolding does not mean you never feel doubt. It means that when doubt appears, you gently return to trust. You remind yourself that life has supported you before, even when you did not see how. Memory becomes evidence. Faith becomes practical. Each time you choose to assume rather than worry, you are training your subconscious to expect positive outcomes. Expectations shape experience. Over time, this becomes your natural state. Effort fades, struggle dissolves. Receiving becomes normal. When you live from the assumption that things are already aligning, you stop chasing the future and start cooperating with it. And life responds not to urgency, but to quiet certainty. Hope can feel comforting, but it often carries uncertainty beneath it. Hope says, maybe this will work out. It keeps the mind slightly leaning forward, waiting for reassurance. Inner certainty, on the other hand, is calm. It does not beg, rush, or bargain. It rests. And it is from this resting place that real change occurs. When you shift from hope to certainty, your nervous system feels safe. Safety is essential because the subconscious mind opens only when it is not in survival mode. When you are calm, you send a powerful signal to life that you are ready to receive. Urgency tells life you are afraid. Certainty tells life you trust. Inner certainty does not shout. It whispers. It does not need constant affirmations or external validation. It feels like a quiet knowing in the background of your thoughts. You go about your day without obsessing, without checking, without wondering what went wrong. This emotional steadiness creates momentum that effort never could. Many people confuse certainty with arrogance or denial, but it is neither. Certainty is humble. It allows room for timing and wisdom beyond the mind's control. It says, "I may not know how this will happen, but I know it will." That surrender removes resistance and allows unseen forces to support you. As certainty grows, your inner dialogue changes. You stop asking anxious questions and start making peaceful statements. Instead of "why isn't it here yet?" you say, "everything is unfolding in its own perfect order." These words gently reprogram the subconscious mind. Repetition of calm expectations creates stable belief. Inner certainty also changes how you interpret events. Delays no longer feel like rejection. Silence no longer feels like failure. You understand that movement often happens quietly before it becomes visible. This understanding keeps your energy clean and your heart open. The body mirrors this shift. Certainty slows the breath, relaxes the jaw, and softens the stomach. These physical cues tell the mind that danger has passed. In this relaxed state, creativity increases and intuition becomes clearer. Solutions appear naturally when fear steps aside. Even when doubt visits, certainty does not disappear. It simply remains underneath. You learn to let doubt pass without feeding it. You do not argue with it. You return to trust. This gentle discipline strengthens your inner foundation. Over time, certainty becomes your default. You stop living in emotional highs and lows and start living in stability. Stability is powerful. Life organizes itself around those who are steady, not those who are desperate. When you live from inner certainty, you no longer chase results. You allow them. And what you allow with trust often arrives faster than what you pursue with fear. That is the quiet power of knowing. The way you speak to yourself shapes the way life responds to you. Your inner voice is not just background noise, it is constant instruction. Every word you repeat internally becomes a belief, and every belief becomes an expectation. When your self-talk is harsh or impatient, your body tightens and life feels heavy. When your self-talk is kind, something inside you softens and possibilities open. Many people do not realize how strict they are with themselves. They push, criticize, and blame, believing this will motivate change. But the subconscious mind does not thrive under attack. It retreats. It protects itself. True transformation happens only in a space of safety. Kind words create that space. When you speak kindly to yourself, your nervous system calms. Calm is not weakness. Calm is power. In a relaxed state, your mind becomes receptive. New ideas take root. Healing accelerates. Manifestation flows more easily because there is no inner conflict blocking it. Kind self-talk does not mean denying challenges. It means responding to challenges with compassion instead of judgment. Instead of saying, "What's wrong with me?" you say, "I'm learning." Instead of saying, "I failed," you say, "I'm growing." These small shifts change the emotional environment in which your desires are forming. Your body listens carefully to your words. If you tell yourself you are behind, unworthy, or running out of time, your body reacts with stress. Stress signals danger. Danger closes doors. But when you tell yourself you are supported, capable, and safe, your body relaxes. Relaxation signals readiness. Readiness attracts. Speaking kindly to yourself also reshapes your identity. Over time, you stop seeing yourself as someone who struggles and start seeing yourself as someone who is guided. Identity is powerful. Life mirrors who you believe you are, not who you are trying to become. You may notice resistance at first. Old habits of self-criticism can be loud. When they appear, do not fight them. Gently replace them. Kindness is not forced, it is practiced. Each gentle word weakens years of harsh programming. Kind inner speech also changes how you relate to others. When you stop attacking yourself, you stop expecting attack from the world. Your energy becomes open instead of defensive. Opportunities often arrive through ease, not effort. Every loving phrase you say to yourself is a signal to life that you are ready to receive good. You are not asking for permission, you are creating alignment. And alignment is what allows desires to manifest naturally. When you speak to yourself with kindness, you become your own safe place. And from safety, everything grows. That is the quiet, transformative power of gentle words. The need to control is often misunderstood. It is not a sign of strength. It is a sign of fear. Control comes from the belief that if you do not manage every detail, something will go wrong. It keeps the mind tense and the body alert, as if danger is always nearby. This constant state of vigilance blocks the natural flow of life. When you release control, you are not giving up your power. You are reclaiming it. You are choosing trust over tension. Trust allows life to support you in ways that force never can. The mind may not know how everything will unfold, but life does. And life responds best when you stop interfering with fear. Control narrows your vision. It limits possibilities to what you can predict. Trust expands your vision. It invites solutions beyond logic. Many of the most meaningful breakthroughs happen only after you let go of rigid expectations. When you loosen your grip, space opens for better outcomes than you planned. Releasing control begins in the body. Notice when you are holding your breath, clenching your jaw, or tightening your stomach. These are signs that you are trying to force an outcome. Gently soften. Breathe. Tell yourself it is safe to relax. This physical release sends a powerful message to the subconscious mind that you are supported. Trust does not mean inaction. It means inspired action instead of anxious action. Inspired action feels light. It feels natural. Anxious action feels rushed and draining. When you trust, you act when it feels right, not when fear demands movement. Letting go of control also frees you from constant disappointment. When you are attached to one specific outcome, any deviation feels like failure. Trust allows flexibility. You begin to see detours as guidance rather than setbacks. This perspective keeps your energy open and hopeful. Life organizes itself around those who trust. Opportunities often appear unexpectedly when you stop forcing timing. Timing cannot be bullied. It responds to readiness, not urgency. Readiness comes from peace. There may be moments when surrender feels uncomfortable. The ego likes certainty, but growth requires openness. Each time you choose trust over control, you strengthen your inner foundation. You become resilient, calm, and grounded. Over time, trust becomes your default. You stop micromanaging your life and start cooperating with it. Cooperation creates ease. Ease attracts support. When you release control, you allow life to meet you halfway. And often, it meets you with more generosity than you imagine. That is the freedom found in trust. Relief is one of the most powerful emotional states you can experience. It is the feeling that something has been handled, that the weight has been lifted, that you no longer need to worry. Most people wait for external proof before allowing themselves to feel relief. They tell themselves, once it happens, then I'll relax. But life responds more quickly when the order is reversed. When you allow yourself to feel relief now, you are sending a clear message to your subconscious mind that the situation is resolved. The subconscious does not distinguish between an imagined outcome and a real one. It responds to emotional truth. Relief tells it, this is done. And once the mind accepts something as done, it begins to arrange reality to match. Relief softens the body. The breath deepens. The shoulders drop. The mind stops racing. In this relaxed state, resistance dissolves. Resistance is what delays manifestation, not lack of effort. When resistance fades, things begin to move naturally. Feeling relief does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing peace over panic. It means trusting that even if you cannot see the full picture, the outcome is being taken care of. This trust creates an inner environment where solutions can emerge without struggle. Relief also frees you from obsessive thinking. When something is truly handled, you stop replaying it in your mind. You stop checking, worrying, and analyzing. This mental quietness allows life to work in the background. Many breakthroughs happen when you are not watching. You may notice that relief feels unfamiliar at first. The mind may try to pull you back into concern because worry has been practiced for a long time. When this happens, gently return to relief. Say to yourself, I don't need to solve this right now. It's already being handled. Each repetition strengthens trust. Relief is not laziness. It is confidence. It is the calm certainty that you are supported. People who feel relief move differently. They speak differently. They attract cooperation instead of resistance. Life responds to this ease. When you feel relief before proof appears, you are no longer dependent on circumstances for peace. You become stable. Stability is magnetic. The outer world mirrors the inner state. As relief becomes natural, patience replaces urgency. Waiting no longer feels painful because you are not waiting for happiness. You are already living in it. This emotional independence accelerates manifestation. When you choose relief, you step out of fear and into trust. And trust allows things to arrive smoothly, often sooner than expected. That is the quiet power of peace before proof.